All right, all right, all right. Come on in. Y'all already know what time it is, baby. It's time for We Shine Media Spotlight. I am your girl, Angela A. Love Lewis, and I am excited because we are doing another interview tonight. So if you have not tuned in, what are you doing? What are you waiting on? Go ahead and get on in here because tonight is no different. I am coming to you with another author of the anthology, Her. Unshakable, unbreakable, and unstoppable. And you know, when you get that, baby, that's a winning combination. I'm telling you, all things great, all things wonderful, all things becoming because when you're evolving, when you're stretching yourself, when you're asking God to enlarge your territory, that's what happens. He takes you on a journey, and whether you would say ready or not, here I come. Y'all know that. So that is what we're doing. We are talking about becoming her. And if you're a man, becoming him. Because realistically, you don't want to stay stuck in the same place that you've always been in. And so I want to make sure that everybody comes on in, tag somebody, get somebody on in here because each one of these interviews have been absolutely powerful. And tonight is no exception. So I want you to make sure you get in where you fit in because we are about to bring to the virtual stage this next author. So y'all get ready, honey. Get yourself together. Like I said, tap in, tune in, and get ready because I'm about to bring to the stage none other than Natasha Byrd. Hey, Tasha, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
Hey, could not be better if it was, if they tweeted me out and told me, hey, I'm gonna give you double for the trouble. I feel good, and I'm excited about being on here with you.
I'm excited as well.
So listen, what I want to say is Tasha's a first-time author, and so having you be into this anthology with the other 25 women, it has been a great experience. And when we are talking about, becoming her, I think for a lot of people, they don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So for you, your chapter was, or the title of it is, Still Becoming. So when you talk about still becoming, what does that mean to you in this season? What made you title your chapter Still Becoming?
Still becoming. I'm still becoming the phenomenal woman that I am. We all have stages, journeys, some faster than others. So I'm still becoming through all the trials that I've been through. So I feel like I'm still becoming who I am right now from a lot of what I've been through.
Okay. Okay. And you know what? I love that you said that because the reality is for everybody, we are still becoming. Even when you say becoming her, because the ing means it's still in process. You don't just arrive. You are still, even when you get to a place that's better than yesterday,
It's still in
then
the
you
process.
keep on.
Mhm.
So, what made you decide that I'm going to do this? I'm going to be an author and I'm going to write it down.
Because there's a lot of people out there that needs to hear my story. It's a lot of people out there that are afraid to um, stand up. So I really feel like not only women, just people in general need to hear my story.
Okay.
It's a lot to learn. Um, I feel like from that, I really put my heart into that.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thank you for allowing me to do that.
Well, you are welcome, and I am glad that you were able to put your story on paper because I feel like a lot of people, talk about their stories, talk about what they've been through, but it's something about when you write. I'm hearing a little feedback on your phone. I'm trying to think if you can hear it. Can you still hear it? Can you hear it?
It, I can't hear it on my end. It sounds like it's coming from your end. It's kind
And
of
it might be
like a
okay.
static.
Yeah, it's like a little something, but is it distracting you? Like you can hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So I want to give the people a little bit about what you said in your chapter. You said,
Mhm.
my story isn't about having arrived at some perfect destination. It's not defined by a single moment or achievement, but by the accumulation of experiences, choices, and reflections. And perhaps that is what makes it meaningful, not perfection, but presence. It's about becoming. I am
Mhm.
still learning, still questioning, and still evolving. For a lot of people, they think life has to be perfect. And we know that it can't be perfect.
It, it'll never be perfect. It can't be. It's impossible.
So for people who do that, they put a lot of pressure on themselves. But what have you learned from your experiences about trying to make something perfect that was never meant to be?
You go through a lot of struggles and challenges, and it's free will. So you can't blame anyone for that but yourself. But in that, you have to learn so you won't go through it again.
Yes. Because you know what? People talk about wins and losses, right?
Hmm.
But I don't really think you have losses. We have lessons.
Lessons.
Whatever you're going through, you should learn something from it. And
Yes.
so life is about choices. And any choice that you make is going to have whatever action you take has a consequence.
And it should have a lesson, but some
And it
people
should
have
have
to repeat it.
that is the truth. Some lessons are repeated because we don't get it. And that's just the reality of things.
Mhm.
Um, one thing I do know for you, you have really expanded your life out and you live life large. Like, you love to travel. What has that been like for you to see the world?
Traveling has given me peace. Traveling has given me gratitude. Traveling has opened my eyes up just on a whole different outlook of life
Mhm.
and appreciate the small things, not only the big things, but the small things matter most. Um, it helped me through my grieving.
Mm.
It did. It helped me through my grieving. It's just peaceful.
That's
It's like,
good.
as I'm talking, it's like I'm visualizing the peace,
Mm.
that it's giving me. So if I'm pausing, that's
That's fine because you know what? The reality is this is new for you. And
mhm.
so, when something is new, it takes a little time to kind of, get comfortable with having this interview, talking about your life, you know, because it's one thing to put it on paper. It's a whole nother thing to be out here where somebody can listen to what you're talking about. So
Mm-hmm.
I know there can be like butterflies in the stomach, right? And you're like, I want to make sure I say the right thing, but your story is important and you talked about grief. And so one of the things you mentioned was about the passing of your father in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like that has changed you?
It has changed me in many ways than one. It changed my outlook on life. It changed the way I viewed the people in my life, who I needed and who I didn't need. Um, it taught me to be grateful for the small things.
Mm,
You know, I know I keep saying the same thing, but it's just, for me, that's important. If
yeah,
you can appreciate the small things, then when the big things come, you'll understand the process. But
absolutely. Absolutely.
losing my father, it really, it broke me. It took me 4 years to halfway normalize, I feel, you know. Um, but it also taught me strength and to have faith,
Mm,
because that's something I remember. It's just in the back of my head, the conversations, he and I had. I can be upset about something, it may not have gone my way, or, unfair or whatever. And he would always say, "You don't have faith. You got to have faith." You
mm.
know, um,
Faith is big. You know, when you talk about faith, you know, the Bible says all you need is a mustard seed of faith. And I think for sometimes we think it's so overwhelming because grief, you know, grief is hard. You know,
it
grief
is.
is ongoing, you know, and there's stages to grief. And people think that, you know, oh, that happened in 2019.
I thought I
But
was going crazy. I'm sorry, I didn't,
no, that's fine. Go ahead.
but yeah, grief is hard. Initially, I thought I was going crazy. I had to go talk to somebody. People were placed in my life that had
Mhm.
gone through grief
Mm,
and gave me some, information of the stages of grief. So I
yeah.
then knew I wasn't going crazy. It was just the process of grief. But in that, it takes time to understand what's going on.
Yeah, it does. And there's no timetable, you know, for grief. I think people want to rush you through it, but you have to go through the process. You have to go through each of the stages. And the reality is, for some people, that may take years. But for some people, you may never truly get over a deep loss, you know. And I know we're talking about the passing of your dad, but grief comes in other areas of your life too. It can be other relationships,
Oh,
it can
yes.
be, you know, the loss of a job, it can be illnesses. People deal with uh, grieving in a lot of different ways. But you mentioned that it gave you, you learned strength through the
Hmm.
grieving process.
I did. I learned strength. I learned patience. I didn't have a whole lot of patience before that.
Hmm.
I've learned patience. There's just so many things that I have in the back of my mind that will still get me through, even in his passing.
You know, I think that losing somebody important to you, it does change you in a lot of ways. And I'm glad that you were able to find travel as an outlet, you
Hmm.
know, that can give you peace. When you're looking and you're talking about, your story and writing it down, how was that experience for you? Like, I know a lot of people, say reliving it was hard. Some people say, it's cathartic. They feel so much better because they feel like they've gotten something off their chest. What was it like for you?
It made me feel like I was getting things off my chest, and you relive it, but you look you're reliving it, and you're looking and thinking, and for me, being grateful that I was strong enough to get through.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad.
For some people, Natasha, it's hard to find the good piece or something good out of tragedy or something good out of loss or something good out of grief. What helped you to be able to say that it wasn't all bad?
Because I was remembering the good times I had.
Mm,
You have to look at both sides.
yeah,
So it's always a bad side and a good positive side of things.
yeah,
It's better, and it makes you feel better to look at the positive side. But sometimes you have to go through the bad to be able to understand and be appreciative of the positive. And some people can't see positive in, like you say, tragedy, but I did. I had to. That's what gave me strength.
hmm.
Mhm. Through any tragedy, like you said, not just my father. He had a lot of tragedies.
But one of the things that I was thinking, when we were talking about the book, and even though I settled on the title Her, Unshakable, Unbreakable, and Unstoppable,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say, I don't look like what I've been through. And I can say for you, do you feel like that you don't look like what you've been through?
Yes, I do.
I feel,
Definitely.
I feel like, for a lot of people, they can't, they'll never know what all you've been through. They will never know the things that you have had to deal with, you know, and because they don't see it, they can't, they're expecting you to behave a certain way. They're expecting you, to talk a certain way and do things a certain way. But in this process, how has it helped you to develop into the Natasha that you are now?
There's so much that I can say. Um, it has helped me in so many ways. Like I said, with the patience and just, just pausing and looking at a situation
Hmm.
before reacting, not being too hard on myself.
That's good. That's good.
Just to appreciating the small wins, as we
Mhm.
would.
Yeah, yeah, that's good because a lot of people don't celebrate themselves,
Well,
and like you said, the small things, being grateful for that, because when God can trust you with being grateful for small things, then He can increase, the goodness, and He can increase things in your life. And one thing about you that I know, you're always encouraging and uplifting somebody. Whether you send me something good morning and it's a positive quote, or we will share. I sent you something about the little music, and I felt like, wow, these positive affirmations are
I
so
listen,
good.
yes, I listen to them every morning. I feel like listening to affirmations, it makes you feel like you're heard. you know?
Yes, it totally made me, girl. I was like, oh, the one I was listening had the little Afro beat to it. And I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
girl, wait a minute. It was like, I'm God's favorite and everything is
Yeah.
working out for my good. And, it was just such a, hey, and
Uplifting. So
it's
imagine.
uplifting, yes. And it's such a good way. And I love that you say you start your day off with that because
Mhm.
the morning, if you set the tone right, your day goes right.
It
And I'm
does.
not saying nothing that doesn't happen, but doesn't it just make you feel better when you can start your day off with something that is
That's
inspirational and motivational?
inspirational. But when I miss it, I can tell a difference for
Can
sure.
you? Can
I
you?
can tell a difference. I'm gonna tell you something. When I'm in the shower, it's
Mhm.
like water, you know. It, water it holds memory. So when you speak, I feel like when you speak it and then you're listening to the affirmation,
Mhm.
music, it's just like you just feeling it.
Yes. And do you know when they talk about vibrations, or they talk about manifestations and things, right?
Yeah.
Speaking out affirmations out loud, the vibration of your voice goes into your ear gate. And now it shifts how your body responds. Because, they talk about releasing endorphins and all these, dopamine and all these things to feel good, hormones and things. But it changes how you move. And what I realized is that it sets the tone for your whole day and how you talk to people and what you deal with. So, how long have you been using that as your routine?
I've been using it on and off, because we kind of get off path
Mm-hmm.
um, for many years now. I've been using it for many years now. And if I don't get that, during the spring and the summer, I love
Mm-hmm.
to just go and, to the lake and just sit by the lake.
So then, as I'm listening to you, we always say self care is so important, and you can't
Hmm.
pour from an empty cup. So these are self care things for you to
Hmm.
go sit by the lake.
Yes. It
Do you journal?
recharges me.
Like, do you write things down in a journal, or you
I
just
have, yes.
meditate, or what all do you do?
It depends on the time. Most times I do have my journal, and that's when, things come to me when I'm being in nature is just so peaceful and
Mhm.
so I journal most of the time.
And so, and you said water, because you mentioned water before, whether it's in the shower or at the lake. Water, is that a relaxing thing? That's a thing that helps you to calm down and gives you peace and joy, or does it help you to write? What does the water do for you?
It gives me joy, peace, and it gets my mind flowing, and just I start journaling.
And it's something about when your mind flows. Good evening, Cynthia. It's something about flowing. You know,
Hmm.
God puts us in a place where we can flow. And I think it helps to release a lot of things.
It does. It definitely does.
Yes. I wanted to read because I thought, everybody, most of the people I'm telling them, how they started off, but I love yours because you did a closing reflection. And it said, it took me a while, but now I understand that every chapter, the beautiful, the painful, the uncertain, has been preparing me for a life of deeper purpose. Losing my father changed me. Navigating difficult relationships stressed me. Walking through heartbreak strengthened me. Yet through it all, I have chosen to keep my heart open and my faith anchored in God. I have learned that life is not meant to be watched from the sidelines, but experienced with courage and intention. Today, I move forward with wisdom earned through tears, joy discovered through travel, and new beginnings and confidence that I am exactly where I am meant to be. I'm not just writing my story, I am living it boldly. And I am reminding other women that becoming is a lifelong journey and that even after devastation, you can still rise powerful, purposeful, and unstoppable. Then you end it with saying, together we can stand unshakable in our faith, unbreakable in our spirit, and unstoppable in our becoming. Baby, you did that, baby. That was good. Good. You should get
I really,
that. You should feel good. Like, yes, I did
I
that.
do. I do. I feel like I'm her.
Yes, feel like you are. You know, being able to talk about, your strength and your faith and your confidence because it's a journey and it can be hard. But the thing about it is, you didn't let anybody steal your joy. Even if they got it, you took it back.
I was gonna say sometimes I did, but I did. I took it back. I
But you
took it
take it back, yes, because you could be curled up in a ball and in the windows and never going anywhere, and keeping the curtains pulled and dark inside. But you choose to travel. You choose to see the world. So where have you been that has been like the best place that you was tell anybody this is where you need to go?
I would say Spain.
Spain, really? Why? What was so great about Spain?
It was the culture. It was slow life, word free life. The
Mm-hmm.
food was good.
Okay.
Um, relaxing. Just carefree.
That's good. We were talking on the Empowered Morning Show, Natasha Khan and Dr. Sparkle and I, we were talking about, how people now, the phrase is your nervous system, so when you're in dysfunction and toxic relationships, it has your nervous system all over the place. But for you, you've mentioned relaxing and putting yourself in environments where you can just chill and just enjoy and not be stressed and overwhelmed.
I try to. It's a must because too much stress, it will kill you. A lot of people are stressed and they don't even know. They don't realize that they're stressed.
I have no idea. And it's funny that you said that because Latoya was on and she was talking about, having had two strokes. And she was just like, but I didn't know anything was wrong. I mean, like I didn't feel like I was stressing or overwhelmed or whatever. But a lot of times, when we talk about healing for real, when you don't deal with the hurt, when you press it down, when
Mhm.
you people pleasing or you're living your life for somebody else and not for yourself, all of those things get packed inside and it has to come out some kind of way.
Yes.
So I love what you said about when you were dealing with your father's passing that you reached out for help to talk to people who had been through that.
I did. I had to because people around me, they didn't understand. You
Mhm.
know, if I didn't reach beyond that, I wouldn't be who I am right here, her.
Right.
So I just took advantage of the resources. And
Hmm.
that's
If
through my life, period. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, go ahead, finish it up.
That's through my life in general, resources, using the resources around me.
That's good. That's good. I don't think a lot of people tap into the resources, because it's all around you. You just have to, for one, know what you need. And once you know what you
What
need, now
they
you can
do.
see. Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm gonna read a little bit of your bio. It says Natasha is a reflective soul and evolving woman who believes deeply that life is meant to be lived fully. through every high, low, and in between moments. Known for her quiet strength and observant nature, she has always carried a deep curiosity about people, purpose, and the human experience. So, are you a people watcher?
Listen, I have gained that over the past year, maybe 2 years.
Really?
I love to people watch.
And
So,
you know what? I bet it's even better as you travel because you get to see people in different environments.
yes. And it's like, a lot of the experiences is like, wow, it just it makes you see things differently from your perspective, or
Yeah.
what you were conditioned
Oh,
to
that's
think.
good. That's good. Yes, I think that's a really powerful observation because social media conditions us to think things should be a certain way. You know, people need to look a certain way to be beautiful. People have to drive a certain car to be successful, and so you're running after something that may not even be what success looks like for you.
Yes, I talk about that a lot. Like your story, it won't always, or your view of things won't always make sense to the next person.
Hmm.
Even if you have a vision, and I try not to knock anyone's vision.
Hmm.
I'm always positive and uplifting, and I always have wanted the same, in return, but it's not always that way. But anyway, not getting off the topic.
No, that's perfect because you're right. God gives you the vision and it's meant for you. So other people may not see it, but that doesn't mean you should stop it because God gave it to you, not them. So they really can't see your vision.
They can't see your vision, but they will judge, some
They
people.
will.
And it's just like, where I'm at with my strength and my confidence is just
Mhm.
like, you don't have to see my vision. I see my vision.
Oh, that's good. But how did you get there though? Because there's so many people who are so caught up in what other people think. How did you get to the place where it's like you don't have to see what God showed me. You don't even have to like what God told me.
Just through the lessons and challenges of life,
Mm-hmm.
just through the lessons, the things that I've gone through. It built confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a point where I was very doubtful. I am naturally an overthinker,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm more I'm more sure of myself.
That's good. Because once you get sure of yourself, you show up differently. And everybody doesn't like the sure version of you, do they?
No, they don't.
We say they no, they don't.
They don't like
People like you
it.
when when they can control you. They like when they can manipulate you. They like
Yeah,
when you don't have boundaries. But once you establish, no, 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 you can't just do me any kind of way or talk to me any kind of way. Or if I say don't call my house after 9 o'clock, then that's for everybody. It's not just
yes. They look at you see the real ones, that's for sure.
hmm.
Um, but you can't let down on your boundaries. You have to stay firm. Not everyone is meant to like you.
That is true. That is so true. And the sooner people get that lesson, the easier life will be that it's okay. And it goes to say that, when they say people are in your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And
Yes,
sometimes we put seasoned people in lifetime positions, and they
and they
were never
don't
meant
belong.
to do that.
They don't belong.
They do not belong there.
I've tried it many times.
He's like, I'm trying to force that. In Cinderella when the sisters was trying to put their foot in that glass slip when it was like, it's too little. Yes, you're trying to force
Yeah,
something into a space that is not meant to go in. And it doesn't work out.
it's not meant to work out. It was protection.
It was for your protection. And
Yeah.
you know what? It's about perspective because I always say sometimes what seems like the worst thing sometimes turns out to be the best thing. That relationship that didn't work out and you think like, oh, I'm devastated, I'm hurt, oh my God, I don't know how to make it. And then you look back and say, thank you, Jesus, for protecting me because I thought this is what I wanted and needed. And woo, you saved me. You took care of me. You watched out for me when I didn't even know.
Yes. Always.
You know, I'm gonna read a little bit more of your bio. It says, your journey has been shaped by both love and loss, including the devastating passing of your father in 2019. That was an experience that continues to impact your heart and growth. Navigating complicated family dynamics, you have learned the power of surrender, placing what you cannot control into God's hands and trusting Him to do the work within you and around you. Surrender, that's a hard thing for a lot of people. How difficult was that for you to finally say, you know what, God, let me give it to you, and you handle it?
It took a while. It took a while, but I had to. I mean, you can only run for so long. You think you're happy and you just, no, you have to unpack it at some point. So that's what I decided to do. Because when
Mm,
you unpack, you free yourself.
yes, like
It's
in both,
always
free yourself and your free your mind, and the rest will follow. When you are
yeah,
free, you live on your own terms, and it's a totally different life than when you are bound by other people's opinions. You know, when you let other people control what you say and do, where you go.
you have
It's a,
people that they'll never reach that,
yeah.
you know, and people they'll get everybody will walk all over
Mm-hmm.
them,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to stand up. You are your advocator. You have to stand up at some point, and that's what becoming her, I feel, is about. When people read it, women,
So
it'll encourage them and inspire them.
yes, for sure, for sure. So, in all of the things that you've been through, because we just touched on the surface, the biggest thing, of course, talking about your dad, but there's been other things in your life that haven't been pretty. But how did you maintain a big heart still? How do you still have an open heart and still can love and still can, enjoy life after heartache and heartbreak and disappointment?
Because I know what it feels like. So I don't want to always hold. Now I have in certain instances, but I don't want to always intentionally hold the next person in that regard
Right.
because I know how it feels. So it's just up to the person to want to take that in so they can evolve.
Yeah.
You know, not all people want to accept the truth or look within to do better.
Yeah. Facts. How some people would say, this is just me. This is just how I am. Take it or leave it.
Yes,
Instead of saying, you know what? You can learn something from anybody and you can always be better.
always. It's always room for improvement.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Your bio ended with her story is not one of perfection, but of presence, of choosing to live, grow, and trust God through it all. Natasha stands as the reminder that even in life's most difficult seasons, you can remain again unshakable in faith, unbreakable in spirit, and unstoppable in your becoming. So what I want to do, because I give everybody a little spotlight time. So whatever you want to share with people, whatever message you want people to get from your story, or even about what it means to become her, whatever you want to share. I give you a minute to start, however long you need to share.
I just love to encourage women to never give up, keep striving, believe in yourself, and push forward through the good and the bad because it always gets better. Thank you.
It always gets better. Which is said, don't count yourself out, because if you keep moving, if you keep your eye, this is what Erica's fans chapter was, um, keeping your eye on the prize, you just keep your eye on the prize and never think that this is as good as it's going to get. You got to keep pushing and got to keep moving. Yes. Well, I'm telling you that Cynthia said I like that. That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I need everybody to know we are wrapping it up. This is author number 24. We got one more to go
Wow.
on tomorrow. Then we end the Becoming Her series. I might come back next week. They told me that I need to be the one to, finalize it up. So we're going to see when I come. But for sure, we have another author here tomorrow night. And Natasha, I'm super glad that, you shared your story, still becoming. Because at the end of the day, when we talk about becoming her, know that you are her now, but know that you can still become an even better version every single day. You can be better than you were the day before.
Yes.
So I love the positivity. Listen, get out here and book you some travel. If you don't know where to go, call Natasha and see. She's probably been there and done that, can tell you where to go, where to eat, who to talk to, and where to have a good time, right?
Sure can.
For sure, for sure. Matter of fact, tell the people, where all have you been? What are some great places that you think people should always go and see?
Jamaica, of course.
Okay.
I've been to Dominican Republic. I've been to Italy, Spain. I've been to the Bahamas, Virgin Islands, um, Cancun, Mexico, Cozumel. There's so many parts of Mexico.
Yes.
I've been a lot of places, but you know what? My experience is not everybody else's experience.
True,
For
true.
real, all I can do is give you my positive experiences that
Yeah.
I've had and hope that they would have the same experience.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Cynthia, I think you are going to Italy soon, right? I believe she's got a trip that she's going. So, honey, go and tell Tasha so she can tell you, some places that she visited and what kind of what's good to eat. 'Cause it's always good to, have a different perspective and see the world and know that where you live and what you do and it's a whole nother culture and another people out here and just
That-
experience it and see what you like and what you don't like. She
Yes,
Cynthia said she's going in October.
it's amazing. You'll love it. The food is amazing. It's so good. Florence, tell her she needs to definitely go to Florence. The food is really good. And the
Really? Well,
gelato.
I need to be going. Listen, I need to be trying to get with you so we can plan the trip out and go and hang out in Italy and be cute and eat good and do all those good things. So yes, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So yes, good to explore for
Yeah,
sure. For sure. Well, listen, we are wrapping it up for tonight. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing. She said, I can't wait. I know you can't, honey. Because
she
she just went to, I was in London earlier this year, and to see the Eiffel Tower and all of that, so taking
yeah,
pictures and
Paris
everything,
was
but
yeah,
great
Paris was
experience.
nice too. Tell her
Oh,
she's not gonna want to come back.
she said she's going to Florence and Rome in October.
Oh yeah, she's gonna love Florence. All of it is just I can't even tell her how life changing it was for me. She'll see. And I've been to Paris too. You can't have one without the other. You gotta get it all.
So you gotta go and go everywhere. Listen and enjoy yourself because life is
Yeah,
short. You know what?
I love that. I love that for her. I love
Me
that.
too, honey. Me too. When I tell you, she was so excited to be able to go abroad, and you know, we sometimes feel like we'll say she said Paris was life changing.
Yes, it definitely
Life
was.
changing.
It was for
Yes.
me. It
And
was
that's
for
such a
me.
great, it's great to have experiences, you know what I'm saying? Because you're creating memories. And when you create memories, sometimes when life is lifing, you can think about, you know what? When I went here,
That's
and
what I
shoot,
do. That's what
it's
gets
like,
me through.
that's what gets you through exactly. But
Yeah.
you gotta create some things for yourself so that you can be able to go to that next level. Even if it's in your mind and say, you know what? Things might be a little crazy here, but when I was there, I had a great time. Let me think about my next journey. Let me think about, what where I'm going, what I'm planning out next. So what is the
Yeah.
next place for you? Where is your next big adventure going to be? Have you decided?
I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. I'm normally just a spontaneous daredevil. Like nothing
Got it.
scares me, but I've been sitting back, watching and waiting before I move
Okay.
in. Uh,
Right.
my family is they're getting ready to go on a cruise. My mother and my
Hmm.
brother and everybody, and I can't wait to hear because I'm positive and I know they're going to have a good time, but I just can't wait to hear about the experience before I decide I'm going to take another cruise. I just be
Right.
and
Now,
that's growth for me because it didn't matter what was going on. I'm going to get on the flight and I'm going
right,
and
right.
go. But no, it's just,
You said now I'm more careful in planning, my
yeah.
excursions and what I'm going to do. Now, do you bungee jump and do all the activities and things and scuba dive and all that?
I zip line. I have not. I would never bungee jump. No, that's
Really?
just
Now, if you zip line, what's the difference?
zip lining. I love zip lining. I do. Hey, Alexis zip line with me.
Girl, she's an adventurer. And let me say this for those, I know you don't know, but we'll end the broadcast with this. This is my first child. For those who don't know, this
Yes.
I had the pleasure of being able to help raise her as my first daughter. So she's my bonus daughter. Yay. She's my bonus daughter. She was saying her and my daughter, my oldest daughter, were out together and she zip line, baby. I don't know where she got that from because her mama not doing none of that. But I'm glad y'all got adventurous spirits. Yes, 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 yes.
Lexi was on a helicopter.
Now I've been on a helicopter and enjoyed that. Yes, for
You love
sure.
it.
They both were
Yeah.
fun. Yes. Now I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all that with school. I don't know about scuba diving and like Lexus
No,
is
I'm
not
not doing
different. Yeah. No,
it.
I don't think I'm. Either. However, I would like to be on a boat where you see the the clear boats where you see the fish at
Yes,
the bottom.
I
Yeah,
want. You
that.
want to be. Is that Cabo? I think.
Yeah, I think it
That's
is. Yes.
Cabo. I would love to do that too. That's
Yeah,
on my
now I
list.
want to see that. I think that would be awesome. Yes. So, girl, we gotta plan something, girl. We gotta get
Yeah.
together, get a sister. Let's do something. Yes.
So we
And
can
shout out
go.
to your brother. Happy birthday to him today. So hope he's enjoying himself. And
And
I know somebody trying to get you. Say you went out. What you say?
I, I said happy birthday. He's probably
I know, right?
asleep. He's a truck driver.
Yay! Happy birthday. Well, tell him love and kisses and hope he has had a great birthday today. And listen, y'all make sure again, come back tomorrow. We're gonna wind it on up. It's gonna be the last interview, and then we'll let you know what we got planned. We'll make some special announcements. But Tasha, thank you so much for being on here. I love you, and I
Thank
hope you have a
you.
great rest of the day.
Yes, I love you
Yes,
too.
you
Thank
made it.
you.
Look, you made it. You made it through, and you
Yes,
still breathing, girl. So we did it.
yes.
We did that. All
I
right,
guess
everybody.
so.
Y'all have a good one.
Okay.